You're a mean one, Lusamine. Your smile's a Garchomp's bite. Your sanity's a washed out rut. Your eyes are full of spite, Lusamine. You're as bad as Zubat, and I ran out of Repels.
You're a hater, Lusamine. You bossy Toucannon, wench. You squawk around your bleach-white cage, passing a foul stench, Lusamine. I would touch you with a Alolan Exeguttor.
You're a mad one, Lusamine. You style your hair with grease. You plot to open wormholes white and mate with eldritch beasts, Lusamine. You're a muk-covered Tauros flank steak, seasoned with ground Marowak skull, drenched in cyanide. You're a bad mom, Lusamine. Your heart's like Regice. You scar your son and daughter, and you never could play nice, Lusamine. The best thing you could do for them is as follows, and I quote, "Go fuck off."
K-pop happens to be one of the very few sports which you can get the most unusual injuries from.
K-pop?
Yes. See, after my finals were done and I managed to go ahead and restore some semblance of humanity to myself, I started looking up old songs and things that I had long forgotten. Most importantly, Psy.
Oh no.
So I finally caught up with Psy and I managed to listen to my new favorite song, Daddy.
Oh God! Is it worse than Gentleman?
Yes, it is, because it's basically about this one. In context, it's about this one dude who is such a heartbreaker that he literally was seducing his teachers as a kindergartner, and he's still a heartbreaker throughout his entire life.
And he got it from
his daddy.
Yes. So as a result, I've been listening to the song and I've been getting into the beat with it, and as a result, I accidentally pulled out my back.
Oh, ouch.
Let it be said that twerking without stretching causes injuries.
Oh no!
The fact that you were even twerking is disturbing.
Well, I mean, isn't that what he's essentially doing a forward twerk in Gangnam Style when he has
It's
that.
not called forward turk. It's just called humping the air.
I mean, still, too much backswing on the hump, and then you go and throw out your back. Anyway, welcome to the Legend Hunters, where I'm actually here for once.
Well, you've always been here. It's just that you've never been here in person. Welcome back to welcome back to the hometown.
Yes, welcome back home for the third annual Legend Hunters Christmas cast.
And before all this shenanigans started, you all were traumatized by our latest single.
Oh, you're gonna put the song first?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
We are recording this first. Spoilers,
but
yes.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
You
will enjoy it and you will like it.
No, your ears will have been properly raped by the end of that.
Feel free to like or dislike. I won't mind either way.
Just
have fun. Have fun.
Yeah. Anyway, so before we go ahead and we start with the actual podcast, we have some ground business to cover. First off, Akari cannot make it because of conflicts. We hope that he has a very Merry Christmas. Secondly, we have a gift from the other Legend Hunter of Alaska.
Yay, Muzi.
Oh, his are in there too.
Well, but you're the one who is currently here.
Yes, Muzi.
But yes, Muzi and Akari sent us something from Alaska, so we
major thanks, by the way.
We're going to open it on not on camera. We don't have
on recording.
On recording. So.
On the mic.
Oh.
We're doing it live.
Yes, we're doing it live. Damn it.
So
we're supposed to have things apparently that is supposed to be for each of us clearly.
For Legend, we have a Robin amiibo.
Robin! My boy.
For Leo, I know these, a Mega Man amiibo.
Awesome.
And for me, I got a Pit amiibo.
Excellent.
Oh,
Alright.
that's the Dragon Quest theme. Excuse me.
Yeah. Next, Akari gave us 3 things. Okay, so I got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team.
Ooh, nice.
Dan got J-Stars.
J-Star's Victory Versus, which is the
Oh my god.
which is the Shonen Jump fighting game that includes Jotaro and Goku.
You know, this is going to sound like me being such an asshole, but I actually have Blue Rescue Team still. Derp.
Hey.
Oh well.
You got another one.
The thought was what counts.
Yes, it was.
And I got Shovel Knights.
Yes.
On the PS4. A hard copy.
Which means that you also get access to the Kratos DLC.
Oh my god.
And you get the printed out manual, which is godlike.
Oh my god. I'm going to be looking through this through the whole podcast now.
Look, like I got the digital copy when I got mine pre-ordered, but look at this thing. This thing is
glorious.
immaculate. And it even goes over ledge jumping and shovel bouncing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You know, I really miss the days that they would make these.
And they actually put some good effort into it.
Oh yeah. Hey, there's a
Well,
good
and
guy.
if you think about it, Zero, now you can actually play 2 different files.
That is true.
That is true. We could actually, when the next DLC for Shovel Knight comes out. You know, it's not DLC. It's a fucking other game.
Yes, now we can play it on PS4.
We can play it on PS4, and we can also show the Kratos DLC.
Look at the detail on those enemies!
Oh my gosh. We're all just geeking out over this. Akari, seriously, major thing. I promise, next year, I will be able to get you a gift. I promise.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm poor.
There was something attached to the Pit amiibo, apparently.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, it's Pokemon Go pins.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
So I'm assuming Valor for me?
Valor
Thank
for
you.
you.
Mystic for me.
Mystic and Instinct for me.
Awesome.
I couldn't help it.
Guy,
I appreciate it.
You guys are
I
awesome.
don't have any Pokemon Go gear, but so this is very much appreciated.
Our
I did.
local comic shop was actually, doing the little button maker thing for
Nice.
stuff like that.
I did also get Muzi and Akari gifts. I got Akari Spelunky, I think, and
Yeah.
Muzi I got her Tales of Symphonia for Steam.
Okay. I actually did send something to Akari and Muzi 2 off of Steam. I forgot what I gave Akari. But what did I give you, Muzi?
Let me.
Oh,
I know the Saturday morning RPG. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but
Yeah, it looks.
Saturday morning RPG.
Yeah, it looks.
What is this nonsense?
Basically memes, references from 80s and 90s pop culture galore.
Okay.
Some guy with the power glove gives this one guy the power to change the world however he wants, and villains from all over the world and universe.
From the 80s and 90s show up.
Yeah, and the main character's name is Marty.
Hmm.
From
well, and from
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I
from
can
the-
tell,
I get the
it's like a
reference.
side scroller. So
Oh, really?
It's
Huh. That's interesting. Also, just want to give a shout out at this time to fellow fan BMO for the very lavish Steam gift that he did not need to give us.
Seriously, he gave me Danganronpa 2, which he already gave me Danganronpa 1 for my birthday, and he also got me.
let's play.
Once they have Danganronpa 1 and 2 on the PS4, Legend and me are playing that.
You just gave me the biggest death player of all time, guys.
I got Enter the
But in
Gungeon.
that case, you're playing hard mode Dragon's Dogma.
Are you guys up?
And wearing the panties.
Are you guys one-upping on
On torture.
on Let's Play requests? Come on. Seriously, if we're gonna torture anyone here, it's that we're all gonna torture each other and play Final Fantasy 13.
No!
If we're doing that, I'm doing it drunk.
Well,
I'm doing it.
we've already had that discussion, but let's move on.
I
Anyway,
will have headache medicine
um,
on standby.
Enter the Gungeon. I cannot remember what the other two were, but I got I got Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Enter the Gungeon, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what the third game was that he got me, but he got me 3 games as well, and he needs to get in contact with you, Legend, so he can give you a gift card for Wii or PS4 or whatever, and give it to you digitally.
I do apologize, Mimo, for the can't talk.
Circumstances, but
Circuitous route that I'm asking us to take. It's not necessarily that I don't appreciate you. It's that I don't trust the internet itself.
I wouldn't trust the internet either at this point, but that's another story.
Like I'm trying to cover my information as best I can. I've got some connections that need to remain covered.
We're all doing gifts for each other in the Ravenloft Secret Santa. That's going to be covered in a couple of weeks from now.
It's going to be after Christmas.
After Christmas, so that's when we'll do that, and we'll do a full gifts breakdown by the time we get to that point. This is more of a pre-early... Oh, speaking of which, pre-early gifts, I forgot to mention. So this requires a slight preface. I've told you guys, I've told you, Muzi, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this just because I've never mentioned this on the podcast before, but I do have a girlfriend now. I have been dating someone for about a good 2 months now.
Congrats, man.
And so she, before I came down back home, she gave me a nice warm pullover sweater, a new leather-bound Padfolio, and a hot chocolate mix set from Starbucks.
Ooh, yummy.
So
nice.
You're like, huh?
I got her a Time Turner charm from Harry Potter before I left, and I am looking for her other Christmas gift, which I'm not going to say on the off chance she finds this podcast. So I'm not going to give it up.
Yeah.
Other than that, let's go into our weeks. Muzi, what's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. Just kind of been prepping for Christmas, having to sort everything out. There was this giant pile of stuff in front of my closet.
Uh-oh.
Because my parents would have me get something for the other one while I was out. And it ended up in its bag in a pile in front of my closet. And it had gotten so big I couldn't get into my closet.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
So I spent a morning sorting through what went to her, what went to him, and what went to everybody else.
Good gracious.
So now half of it's in my other closet, and then half of it's in here, and the stuff for everybody else is in a bag in front of the closet.
Well,
It's like,
see any good movies recently?
went and saw Rogue One.
How did that go?
Oh my god! It's amazing!
So is the curse of the prequel finally vanquished?
Yeah, I just ignored that the other ones even existed.
my dad just recently found that TNT is airing episodes 1 to 6, and he's recorded them all.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
And he wants me
did
to
that,
watch them
like,
with
about
him.
a week ago as well.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh good lord, why?
So not only does he want me to watch the prequels, I'm going to end up getting stuck watching probably some of George Lucas's worst parts of the special edition.
This one blends so well into A New Hope that it's ridiculous.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. That's kind of interesting.
Oh man, I know my
It's
folks are gonna
perfect
love it.
because the ending blends right into the original movie. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say why, but it's just so seamless, it's ridiculous.
So it's
And
worth
Darth Vader!
so it's worth looking into.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
It's like, I already want to see it again. I mean,
Oh man, I gotta go see it then. Or
it's to the point where it's like, it's hard to get it out of your mouth because it's so awesome. You're just like,
Hold thy tongue, Muzi.
I want to
We
see
were-
it too.
We were in the first IMAX showing the other night, and it was sold out. It had been sold out since like the day before.
Oof.
And then I found out that the 10 o'clock IMAX showing was also sold out. So when we came out of our movie, there was this giant line in the hallway of people waiting to go in for theirs.
Well, I'm not surprised. There's nothing to do in bumfuck Alaska.
And you know that they've done everything right when all of the Star Wars fans in the audience are just like whooping and clapping by the end of the movie, you know?
Nice.
And you know that the people in the hallway could hear us because when we walked out, they're like, like, I want to see it now.
That sounds
And
fantastic.
then Akari and Yami went and saw it yesterday, and he obviously thought it was amazing. He's also a Darth Vader fanboy, so he's squeed.
Okay, did they get James Earl Jones to play the voice again?
Yes.
Oh,
Awesome.
yes!
You have failed me for the last time.
And no spoiler, obviously, by saying this, but of course he does the force choke.
Alright. Sorry, I was trying
So,
to force choke Legend over here and it wasn't working.
Nope.
And
Your
You do
midichlorian,
not know the
many
powers
references.
your
of the
midichlorian,
derp side.
your midichlorian count is too low.
I don't think the metachlorians are canon anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
There's so many references to the other movies in there that it's so awesome because you can sit there and just go, oh my god!
Question:
And I'm
do
sure
these
I'll see
references
even
include
more.
Jar Jar?
And I see it again. Oh god, no Jar Jar.
Thank God.
I'm pretty sure what they did at the end of episode 3 was put Jar Jar in carbonite.
I thought
No,
I thought they
they
mounted
took him
on
out
the-
back, you know, put him
I
down.
thought they decapitated him and mounted his head on the wall of the Senate.
No, they disintegrated
Well, if you
him and
think about it,
him-
it's his fault that the Empire took over in the first place.
Right.
Well, the second
Which
the
is
Empire...
stupid.
Yeah. The reason why Palpatine came to power was Jar Jar.
Yeah. So it's Jar Jar's fault.
From the beginning, it was Jar Jar's fault.
We still have to do our annual baking of the cookies. I'm hoping I can get my mom to do that tonight.
yeah,
But-
we're doing the same thing over at our place. We've got chocolate chips for days. Well, no, not for days. For the better part of the year.
This year is ending, you know, so that's not worth much.
I meant 2017.
There you go. Yeah, I got biscochos and pecan sandies for days.
I mean, we're baking for about 100 people, so...
I'm actually trying to cut back on the sweets, mainly because of issues with my teeth.
Well, because you're the one consuming them all. You're supposed to give them out to other people, you know.
Oh, shut up. However, what's even worse is it's cold now, so I've got eczema, like really bad dry skin.
Yeah, so
And the lotion that I'm using has cocoa butter in it, so I smell like a chocolate bar 90% of the day.
so do you wake up in the morning like nibbling on your arm and like, God damn it, not this dream again?
Oh, no. I've got eczema as well. However, the difference is that it's about, 7 degrees here right now.
Yeah, it's like, surprisingly, for the past few days, it's been in the 70s here. Today it decided to say fuck you and give us 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah, but thankfully it...
Oh,
Calmed
we're having
down
a
a lot
heat
for the
wave.
podcast,
Last
but
week
yeah.
it was about 20 below, so...
Alright, enough weather. Why don't we talk about Legend and his rating of underwear drawers?
Yes, and the subsequent cliff jumping that I underwent afterwards in Dragon's Dogma.
Which he is now making me play on the Xbox.
I'm not making you play anything. I showed you the game, and you said, "Can I keep it?" And I said, "Yes."
Well, I'm not
And
going to...
you kept it.
I'm not going to keep it entirely. I'm just borrowing it until I say, okay, I'm done, you can have it.
Or until
And
he
what
sa-
are your experiences with it so far, Zero?
No, we're talking
No,
about his date. We're talking about
You
your,
can...
we're talking about
We'll
your
hold
date.
off
We're
on the...
talking on your date.
I'm going to blue ball
Yeah,
your
but I
panty
never-
grading
I never
until I
said
hear
what
this
games I was
opinion.
playing.
Well, it's been interesting, I'll say that much. I basically designed a character, like, we've mentioned this before, but we designed the ultimate Ponce.
No, it's not the Ponce anymore. What is it?
No, what I ended up making is, if you've seen Drifters at all, the anime series, I made Yoichi.
In other words, he made the she-male to end all she-males.
I'm pretty sure that's... if the natural gender is a... No, you're getting that wrong.
Yeah.
If the natural gender is a dude, the proper term is trap for that.
Okay, fine. But the ultimate trap.
Which is still by then politically incorrect, but whatever. Moving on.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Although, it's kind of apt considering I made it an assassin.
I'm having Dark Souls 3 flashbacks to Only Twinks videos.
So
See,
yeah.
my problem is I've been sucked into Final Fantasy 15 and the Ezio collection and working on Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting Final Fantasy 15 for Christmas from my dad and The Last Guardian from my mom.
The Last Guardian, oh my gosh, I got that as well, and it's such a beautiful game.
Even though I've heard it's pretty disappointing given the fact that the Guardian, Trico, apparently doesn't follow your directions half the time.
Well, if you think about it, a creature like that wouldn't follow your directions all the time anyway.
Yeah, you'd be lucky if he looked in your general direction.
Yeah.
Which is what I imagine raising a Tyranitar must be like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But it's the
back to Legend.
soundtrack and the visuals. Oh my goodness. They put so much effort into this.
Yeah, I have heard that there's like frame rate chugging as well, though.
Well, I mean, that's what do you expect out of this generation?
Fair enough.
Legend, how's your week still?
Get on with it!
Yeah. Regarding Dragon's Dogma, I've been playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And then I gave it to 0.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But if you're still curious as to the panty rating thing, there's a little bit of history with Dragon's Dogma.
Which is what I wanted to get to.
And this is probably the silliest bit of bad game design that I've ever seen. But at the same time, it's just so bad that it's hilarious. Okay, in Dragon's Dogma, resetting is a chore. You have to go through the whole menu thing, which takes about, say, 14 different screens, each one with 30
Oh god,
seconds.
not that kind of reset.
Yeah! It is a horror show. But there is a way around it. Dying. If you die, you can choose to retry from the last place where you saved. And you can save manually, just like Skyrim, so you can save before a big fight, you die, you can come back and jump in again. And you can
So
also
if you
create
just
your own
want to
checkpoints
reset
this
it
way.
out of nowhere, in the middle of the world, you can just jump off a cliff.
Oh yeah. If you somehow want to jump off a cliff over and over again, it's a good thing to have the retry save right beforehand. Now, with this in mind, there is a mechanic in Dragon's Dogma known as the pawn system. And it allows you to customize this character that will go out, help other players, and they'll come back to you with stuff. But in order to get your pawn to be more likely to be chosen by other players, they need to look good. And they need to look damn good. They gotta look the damn sexy as you can get them in order to catch their attention. Which is why most of them look like slutty anime girls, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So maybe you should make an ugly one. That'll stand out. But there is a particular garment that is absolutely mandatory for this idea to be had. It is known as the Silk Garter, if I'm not mistaken. It might be a different name. Unfortunately, I don't get it that often just because of the sheer chore it is to get. But you basically have to run over to this particular fortress that is run by Themnis, dressed as a woman, if you are a dude, otherwise they will kill you. And you have to open this chest, and if you have the gleaming pair of panties there before you, you don't have to do anything else. But you're never that lucky. This is like the shiny Pokemon hunt. Though slightly less bullshit. No, it's just as bullshit. If you don't have it, if you somehow collect some other piece of clothing that is not your seal, you've got to kill yourself to reset. And to do that, you got to go all the way up the tower and then jump off the topmost balcony and land on your face a few times before you die.
And pray to God you don't have a pawn that's healing you.
Oh yeah, if your pawns are healing you, this takes longer. So you may actually have to chuck your buddies off a cliff, then chuck yourself right after them. For panties! Dragon's Dogma, why must you be so stupid and amazing at the same time?
Did you do anything else with your week aside from raiding chests?
Raiding drawers, you mean? Chests are another story. But Besides that, it may be thinking that I've been playing
No,
Pokemon
Zero, you're
Sun.
not a Nido Queen. You cannot make that gesture. You're not a Nido Queen.
I will pretend I did not see that. And the rest of you will pretend you never heard that either.
Look up 15 reasons why Pokemon censored in the U.S. For more information.
I seem to be censoring myself, actually. I have not actually picked up Sun at all.
What?
It's still in the box.
You are missing out on so much, dude.
Well, I actually do have one particular reason, and that is that I promised I would do one particular thing, personal thing, before I would decide to pick up the game.
Have you done it yet?
I'm still working on it. That's
Okay.
the thing. So it will happen. Don't worry, I'm not leaving it in the box to rot. But I am going to have to do a few things before I finally pick up Pokemon Sun.
Sadly, he's already been spoiled to most of it.
Most of it, I would
But
say.
I enjoy it, and I know I'm going to enjoy going through it when I finally pick it up.
Excellent, excellent.
It's like, spoiled or not, you're still gonna just be sucked in. Just,
Though it has occurred to me that I am becoming more and more like a Pokemon professor with every single passing day.
Really?
Yep, I've become an old fogey who relies on the younger generation to bring me all the data.
I'm
Oh, so
barely
that's
a few
what we're
months
used
younger
for.
than you.
Yeah, but at least you can tell the difference between a boy and a girl.
That's true.
However, you could barely tell the difference between my Dragon's Dogma character.
That is also true. That is very much true. Your Dragon's Dogma character is so feminine, it scares me. I was like, maybe you could even... No, you can't. I forgot!
Zero, are you telling me Legend would fail at one of those drag queen guessing games?
Yes.
Yep. Depending on how pretty they look.
We should just get him to watch an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race.
I was gonna say because Maury used to have like Christmas episodes where they do that,
Oh, yeah.
like man or woman sort of thing. So I mean, that would be something to try. That it for you, Legend?
It just occurred to me you could play that game, and every time you get it wrong, you take a shot.
No, the way there's a much worse way, but I can't say it. I can't say it without getting the channel pulled down, so I'm not.
Good.
Yeah, don't.
Don't get the channel pulled down. YouTube's already fucking us over.
All right.
We've had enough panty rating without YouTube breathing down our necks.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shall I go ahead and go then?
why not?
Okay, so I've had an interesting couple of days. I finally got
especially
to see.
yesterday.
I finally got to see. What is it called? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
How was that?
Yes.
Really nice, really good lore expanding movie. Hope to see more of it done closer to the occurrence of the Harry Potter events.
Mhm.
Next movie, we're supposed to get Dumbledore.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh, damn.
He's literally just name dropped at at close to the climax of the movie. So it's like, yeah, I would hope to see that.
Although it'd be a far younger Dumbledore, I
Yeah,
hope.
which makes you consider how old the
He's
guy
a
must be.
professor. It's so far back, he's still a professor. And it was confirmed we are getting him in the next movie.
Excellent,
Woohoo!
excellent.
And it makes sense why they didn't put him in this one when
Right.
you see it.
Right. But
Yeah, because it's in America for one.
But anyway, that I don't think that has to do with it. But anyway, I also saw a second movie which was less thrilling, which was called Dear Santa.
Oh god,
Okay.
is this one of those B schlock Christmas movies that are... No wait, not B grade. That's too good
No,
for
it is B grade. It is B grade.
Oh god.
But it is a 2011 Lifetime movie.
Okay, I'm already vomiting.
Lifetime movie. That's it's a Christmas movie, so it's doubly cheesy. And so I mean,
I think Zero's gonna puke.
no, that's Zero choking on something. But let's move on.
No, I actually think I am with a wretch because Lifetime, Christmas, just...
It was made off of a modest Canadian budget, but I'm surprised you didn't gag at the Canadian thing.
Canadians are cool.
No, not for
Yeah.
the reason.
My
not-
boyfriend's Canadian, you're fuck.
That's the joke I was making.
God, I hope my dad didn't hear me yell that.
Anyway.
Because if that did, I'm going to have to do a lot of explaining.
Anyway, so the point to this is that there's a little girl with a single father who would really just want to have a mother for Christmas.
Oh, boy.
Who comes in the form of a 30-year-old millennial wannabe who basically is living
Who
on
arrives in the form of...
a magical plot device of finding little girl Santa letter.
Huzzah!
And so shenanigans ensue for dumb reasons.
Uh,
And it's a drama. It's a drama movie, so the drama doesn't have to make sense. It's there for drama.
Drama for drama's sake, aka something my mother would love to watch because she watches soaps.
Mm-hmm. So
Thank God my mother moved on from that.
so yeah, I had to sit through that. Had finals, which was wonderful. Drove down here, which was not as bad, even though I woke up to negative 22-degree weather.
Yeah.
Oh, that's balmy.
says the Alaskan, who would melt in 60-degree weather.
No. I survived the 80-something degree weather we had over the
Oh,
summer.
I'd love to bring her here during
During
an
the
El Paso summer.
During the El Paso summers, oh yeah, just
Yeah, but you guys have buildings with air conditioning.
Some of the time.
Some of the time.
when the swamp coolers don't break down.
When it gets that hot here, most of the buildings don't have air conditioning.
Why would you want air conditioning in Alaska?
Yeah,
Because when it gets hot, and it's a dry heat.
Yeah, well, when it gets humid here, pray to God your house does not have a swamp cooler, otherwise you fuck.
Other things.
Otherwise, you get popsicles for survival purposes.
I didn't play it myself, but I did watch my roommate play it in between spurts of studying Final Fantasy 15.
And what'd you think?
Was surprising considering the fact that I would describe the main character Noctis as a slightly less edgy Sasuke.
He looks like it.
He looks like it. He certainly behaves like it at certain points. But Noctis definitely has a little bit more. He has a little bit more humanity than Sasuke.
Thank God.
And there's one point at the climax where there's a certain thing that occurs, and then all I can think of is that did they rip off Metal Gear Solid at one point?
Well, considering the greatness of Metal Gear Solid, maybe that's a good thing.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives it a good twist to it. But it's something that just seems so odd in a Final Fantasy game. And I can show you I can talk about it if you guys don't care. You guys.
I'm going to be getting Final Fantasy 15, so.
No, okay. So then
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
go ahead
still
and you
playing mine.
guys will eventually see it, but it's very weird when you see it, and so it's pretty stark.
Have you heard about the 48-hour-long boss battle in Final Fantasy 15?
No, 48 hour.
48-hour long.
I'm pretty sure that's a hidden boss, no? Or...
Yeah, it's a hidden boss.
Yeah, I don't think he did that, so I didn't get to see it.
Adamantoise.
Yeah, it's an
And
adamantoise.
beware when you play the game, there are a whole bunch of side quests, so you will get into the ooh shiny.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
no.
was doing a lot of ooh shiny, and one of the main classes of side quests is monster hunting, which you have to go ahead, select the mission, go hunt the monster, and report back. You cannot take multiple hunting missions at once, which means much running back and forth.
Damn.
However,
it does have a lot of
there is
diversion,
an option
though. It does have a
to
lot
return to your car.
I'm sorry, Muzi?
There's an option to return to your car.
Oh yeah, there is, and there's the chocobos, which you can use for off-roading and stuff, but...
And oh
it's
my
still-
god, they're cute!
It still goes ahead, and you still have issues with running back and forth. One of the things I did like is just that even though that it's a Final Fantasy game and you still have the Save the World complex going on,
Of course.
it definitely feels a lot more like the bachelor party the world's greatest bachelor party still.
It is.
You have your three backup characters are Pronto, Gladios, and Ignis. Prompto is the best man. He is the jokester, pretty boy.
The blonde that kind of reminds me of Titus's kid.
He's the freckled blonde.
Yeah.
Because Ignis also has blonde hair, but Ignis is the butler.
And he doesn't take no crap off of anybody.
And then you have Gladios, who is your tank.
Tank, aka your bodyguard and best bro.
He's the bro.
I got more of that from Prompto. Prompto is the bro.
Yeah.
He's the little bro, from what I can see.
Do not start using little and big bro, because then you're going to get into fan fiction territory.
I'm sure there already is.
No!
There's a whole orgy with all four of them.
Oh no!
That is not
The
what
interaction between all four of them, though, actually blends really well into the game.
it does. And there are specific points where they all have their own side quests. Noctis is actually a very talented fisherman. as his standout trait from the group. Prompto is a photographer, so his side quest will involve you going to go do photo shoots. At one point, you have to stand still and wait for a monster to get close to you for a Prompto to take a picture of it, and you have an option to do a JoJo pose right at the perfect time.
So it's like taking a selfie with the monster.
And photobombing at the same time.
Well,
Not really,
and as you're going through the game, every time you go to rest, it shows you the pictures that he's taken.
Yeah.
Like, he will take random pictures,
He'll
like
also take
random
random pictures
selfies
in
of the
between
group.
battles and certain events. So you get to see all sorts of things going on.
I also have seen like some clips where he goes da 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 da.
Prompto is self-aware.
Prompto also does the Chocobo theme.
Prompto is self-aware. That being said, there are some instances in which other characters will drop into the party temporarily. I know at least one point there's a girl who's basically a dragoon that pops in for one dungeon.
Damn.
There was one scene close to the final boss fight where they bring back an old character from the series, and they give him very much needed TLC. And the way
there is minor dungeon crawling.
there is some minor dungeon crawling, but with that particular boss fight, it ends in such an artistic fashion that I think that this is this is the kind of revamp we're going to see for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
By the way, I should let you know that Square Enix is actually planning on making free DLC to actually expand the story.
Is this the same Square Enix that I remember and hated?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like expanding the story. Like some characters that got needlessly dropped off or just suddenly appeared, they'll have a bit more story added to them.
Oh yeah. One more thing about the story before I finish off this thought. They do some bullshit to let you go ahead and keep the open world. So basically, the entire bachelor party thing is more of a setup to explain why you're going to specific places. And because of the linear nature of how you're getting to some of these places, it doesn't make sense that you go backwards. So they have been a mechanic where you basically relive memories through a magical wormhole. And I'm not going to say what the wormhole is, but you relive memories through a magical wormhole, carry all your experience over, and complete any of the side quests that you missed at those cutoff points.
Really?
So basically, you can go back to memories of level 20 jobs that you skipped out or didn't do with a level 40 or 50 party, and still complete them at the first time, and still progress forward with the events.
I prefer that versus
So there's some quantum mechanics
entirely.
bullshit that goes on
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey bullshit.
that they basically ignore for the sake of, you guys want to go back and explore, this is how we're going to let you do it.
I'd say that's an interesting concept.
I think it's kind of bullshit.
It sounds asinine.
It sounds asinine, and once you actually see how they do it, it's going to be asinine. And I'm not saying why it is, because it's kind of
the fact that they are giving you a chance to go back, though.
That is true, though. Not only do they tell you, like, this is the cutoff point, but they also give you back, in case you want to still go back and do shit, this is the way you do it.
Alrighty then.
I did beat Pokemon Sun finally, so I'm finally caught up.
And you enjoyed it?
Definitely enjoyed it. I was surprised with some of the character development. They definitely improved on that. I would say.
They even characterized the beds.
I made, Zero very happy, and I finally beat it.
Yay.
They really improved the characterization. Although the one thing I will say that was really awkward is that your character does not have enough facial animation.
Oh, he's got two expressions. And
yeah,
thank you for being so descriptive for the mic.
He's got slightly angry eyebrows look, and then blank
and
vacant
then a
stare.
Yeah, there's one point at the climax.
Yeah, like
where things are dire, and you still have that goofy grin like a Bidoof on your face.
No, basically what's happened is Faba's been put into a corner after getting his ass kicked for the second time. Gladion, Hao, and me are both staring him down saying, give us the key so we can go forward. And it goes to Hao, who's smiling. It goes to Gladion, who's grimacing. And then immediately jumps to us, who's going like,
Well, that could be intimidating given the right context. I mean, when you're talking about a 10-year-old with a giant Godzilla in their pocket and they're just smiling at you.
Yeah, but the 10-foot Godzilla is not out and about. So
it isn't need to be. That kid has Godzilla in his pocket.
It lacks the effect though, and there's another point where it's like how you take on the head of team's skull. I will go ahead and take on this eldritch beast. Player, you take care of my mother, not in that way.
Oh my.
And so Hal's like, what the fuck? You want me to take on what the? Hal is freaking out of his shit. Gladion is still Sasuke. and you're just with this dopey grin as you're about to go ahead and beat down the true boss, the true antagonist of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Hey,
and you have,
saying there's a true antagonist is spoilers.
no.
And you have this dumb grin on your face.
I will admit, I love Lusamine's battle theme. And I love the way how it opens up with her just taking a step forward. You just hear that click of her heel. And then it just spins around to show her face.
Down, boy.
What I'm trying to say is I like the style of this game a lot. A lot of the music I'm a bit iffy on in some places. I love the champion theme.
The facial thing because of all the detail they put into the rest of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, they still did that in Pokemon X and Y, and the biggest improvement in X and Y from X and Y is the fact that the side characters I actually care more about, with the exception of maybe Black and White.
Yeah.
I did care about Sharon and Bianca a bit more, given Bianca's plight with her folks, although that kind of dropped off. Sharon had some very interesting moments of why can't I beat you?
Yeah.
But that also dropped off. So I think they finally learned how to carry it through the entire story properly.
And like with how he's living in the shadow of his grandfather.
But there are some certain points where he doubts himself, but he does have a natural character arc. And of course, the more important characters I would say are Gladion and Lily, who have very interesting character development.
Get in the bag, Nenny!
That is such a
and I love how
the memes for that are real,
they
and it hurts so much.
Like making fun of Hal and his goofiness.
Gosh, guys.
I don't know what's more bothersome is the fact that after you visit the Ether Paradise the first time, essentially Hal gets a bunch of Masaladas and you get a TM.
Yeah.
Or the fact that every time she gives Hal the Masalada, all I can think of is that she likes a boy with a healthy appetite.
The kid's 12. God damn it! I'm pretty sure.
Which is
Even more disturbing.
Which is still an in-joke from when Zero was playing Gravenloft, and the maid hit on him because he was playing a voracious character.
Oh, god damn it.
It wasn't the maid, it was the cook.
Can we get into how my week was so we can get onto the shenanigans?
We're already there.
We opened up with shenanigans with me throwing out my back and trying to imitate Psy.
And me raiding panties, apparently.
So, go on, Zero. How was your week?
My week has been sort of eventful. Like you, Leo, I was playing Sun and Moon and I beat it. And then I went to proceeded to complete the entire Pokedex.
Mm-hmm. Congrats!
That was a pain in the ass.
I recall a certain grass fairy giving you some trouble.
Yeah, that last...
I'm working on the Pokedex. So.
Yeah, Tapu Bulu was quite the pain, because for some reason, all the other Tapus did not have as bad a cat trait as Bulu did.
You were lucky.
I'm looking forward to catching Bulu because I remember going for Coco right away, and it was like 3 balls I had to use on him.
Yeah. Well, I used about 20 Ultra Balls on Bulu.
I have yet to do the post-game stuff where you go after some more of the, other ones and the Ultra Beasts.
Oh god, the Ultra Beasts.
Building my Pokedex more.
Yeah. Can I talk about the Ultra Beast quests a little bit?
Sure.
Well, there's a character from Emerald that comes in that's working for the International Police.
Oh, her?
Annabelle.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, that I'll tell you afterwards.
The Tower Tycoon.
Yes.
the tower tycoon of the Battle Frontier,
Mhm.
got zipped through a wormhole, lost her memory, and ended up joining the International Police.
Poor Looker. Poor Annabelle.
Wait. You said she went through a time warp?
She went through an ultra wormhole.
Lost her memory.
Yes.
So does that mean that is a previous dimension's
Annabelle?
Annabelle?
Quite possibly. It could be from the original Emerald.
So so then this would somewhat confirm the theory that that in Alpha
From
Omega
Fire...
Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, from Fire Red, every sequel from then on is a separate universe.
That essentially it stopped after.
Mind blown.
After X and Y, basically. Yeah. After
I think
Gen
we just
5, the
blew our
universe
minds.
reset. Because they...
My head.
My head was hurting a while back before.
Yeah, because Fire from Red...
Okay, let's move on. This is shit for another movie. We need another episode to cover this.
Yeah, let's see. Other than that, I actually compiled a list of every single game that I've yet to finish.
And how long is that list?
About 11 games long.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, but some of them are going to take me weeks, if not months, to beat.
I was waiting
Xenoblade
for 11
Chronicles
pages long.
X.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to wait until Chugga Conroy starts his Let's Play for that. Yeah, so there's that. I've also got Tokyo Mirage Sessions I need to beat.
Huzzah!
That one won't be too bad, I don't think.
Until people start dying, in which case, I'm pretty sure you'll have a grand old time.
Of course. Let's see. 2 other games I'm going to follow Let's Plays to get through, because they're old DS games. Radiant Historia is one of them I mentioned to you, Legend. Really good DS game that was published by Atlas.
Which one?
It's called Radiant Historia.
Oh yes, that one.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a good game. Recommend it. Actually, not a lot of games were actually made of that game,
Nope.
so it's still pretty expensive.
Yes, it is.
So let's see. Other than that, I've done a little. What I've been doing lately is working on my comic.
Yes, you started drawing again.
Yeah, my comic involving my Raichu character. My God Almighty, that's such a pain in the ass. And half of the people who are listening to this podcast will never see it because they will not want to go on my art site.
Hey, it's the price you pay.
Yeah.
Other
than that-
anything interesting else aside from that?
Actually, surprisingly, there hasn't been much going on in my week. Other than getting Christmas stuff done.
Right. I think it's just been the Christmas season, so everyone's been busy with that.
And with that note, bah humbug.
Hey, you're a mean one.
Yeah.
We already did the song.
Hey. Moving on. All right. We got Pokemon news to cover.
Oh boy.
All right. So first off, the Magierna has been released.
As a QR code.
So find the QR code
But
for
you
this
have
thing,
to
which
be a
is,
champion.
which is pretty much. Oh, you have to be champion in order to download it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
That's interesting, but that's fair
You
enough.
gotta be champion, and then you have to go into the Howoli City
Okay.
mall in order to get it.
Huh.
It's not in the Pokemon Center.
Interesting.
It's right by the antiques people who are selling the orbs and the...
That would make sense.
Yeah.
So apparently from what it released, there's 2 versions of it, although the second one is unreleased.
Mhm.
The first version is the one we saw in the trailer for it. The second one is supposed to be apparently a version of it 500 years ago when it was still brand spanking new.
Really?
Yeah, and it looks much closer to a Pokeball in the coloration of it.
Okay.
So the QR code is released. If you've beaten the game already, you can download it. I don't remember when the cutoff date for it is.
There is no cutoff date.
There is no cutoff date for it, so just catch the code and then you got your legendary.
Bingo. I really like that.
Yes. Hopefully we'll be seeing that more in the future.
Next up, Pokemon Go news. They finally released some Generation 2 Pokemon. However, it's only the babies.
Yes, they only released
to begin with.
To begin with, they've released Togepi and Pichu.
Yep.
Those 2 in particular. They also made the ability to hold Pokemon eggs to make them hatch faster.
Really?
Or hold Pokemon babies, I believe.
Alrighty.
So you got more of that.
And also, during the Christmas season, Pikachus will have Santa hats on them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you evolve them into Raichus, they'll keep the Santa hats.
Into a Santa Raichu.
Okay, now specifically, they released the baby Pokemon and the various egg counts for them. So, Cleffa and Igglybuff are 2-kilometer eggs.
Okay.
Which I have hatched in Igglybuff.
Pichu and Togepi are 5-kilometer eggs. And Smoochum, Elekid, and Magby are 10-kilometer eggs. However, that last one makes sense because
the thing is with those is the 10K ones actually have their adult forms in that group.
Right. So that makes sense in that regard. Can't say this. I can say the same thing for Cleffa and Igglybuff, though Pichu is a 5-kilometer egg, whereas Pikachu is a 2-kilometer egg.
Weird.
They wanted to spread it a little bit though, because they didn't want to just have one.
Right.
But they are, in the next few updates, they are going to be releasing more of the Gen 2 Pokemon.
Of course.
Which is about damn time, if you ask me.
Well,
and the Pikachu event goes to the 29th, but from what we've been hearing and reading, that is not the official Christmas event. They haven't released what it is yet, but that's not the full thing.
They also had an event earlier in the month where you could order a special drink at Starbucks, and that was a part of a promotion that made Starbucks temporarily Pokestops.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I don't know if it was for.
Yeah, we didn't get that here because we don't have a full-on Starbucks store.
Yeah, it has to be a full separate one, which is weird.
Well, there's one right near our area.
There's more than a couple around hereby, but anyway, I think that one already lapsed. So, Pokemon Sun and Moon unleashed its first global mission earlier in the week,
which was a couple of weeks ago, which was to catch 100 million Pokemon
worldwide.
And it ended in a failure.
Oh, it was a massive failure. Of the 100 million Pokemon mark,
only 16.4 million.
16.4 million with all was recorded during the time of the game.
I guess you couldn't catch them all.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
they also didn't advertise that as well as they should have. So a lot of people who were really, really playing the game didn't even know about it.
Right, but there's also Azura's just showing us the Pikachu with the Santa hats.
Yeah.
Adorable.
It's adorable!
But Game Freak did say that this was this challenge was mainly for logistics purposes, and they just wanted to see what the initial response rate was.
Yeah.
So it was more of set the bar high and then see what sticks versus set the bar low and then people keep constantly clearing it.
Yeah.
So,
however, you can still go to the festival plaza and get anywhere from 100 to 200 festival points, which I got 200.
Nice.
Mainly, I think it's because I got all the Pokemon within the time frame.
Next, Pokken Tournament releases Empoleon,
who is cool
as the last Pokemon for the game.
He's so cool.
I'm kind of iffy about the textures for his blubber fur. I mean,
his frills.
His down is that what it is? His down because it's a penguin.
I guess so.
Yeah, because it looks too vinyl-y. It looks like he's actually wearing it's like a glossy wetsuit.
Well, that's the thing. Penguin feathers are actually quite like that.
Yeah.
They have a specific oil that retains body temperature as well as repels the water.
I guess it just looks so weird compared to
what we've seen before.
The artwork to the more realistic style in Pokken tournaments.
I don't think I've actually seen an Empoleon in the 3D stuff yet. But anyway, I'm kind of playing the video right now to take a look at it.
I'm playing it too, and
Surf is the best. You see him come in with his wings crossed like freaking Kamina coming in on a battleship, and then he just goes down on the Surf and just goes, "Yeah, that's right. I am a badass." This is so cool. He doesn't even need to look at you to smack you to hell.
Yeah.
And then he basically does a water version of Greninja's Final Smash, except he also launches a beam at the end of you.
Yeah.
Or at the end at you. Pardon. My English. So yeah, that takes care of Pokemon news.
Surprisingly, that was surprisingly quick.
Let's move on into. We got a Christmas spirit story here.
Uh-oh.
No, good Christmas spirit.
Okay.
Okay, what are we in for?
Blizzard helps Overwatch player who lost thousands of credits and special items.
What happened?
So apparently there was after downloading the last update for Eichenwald, which was the map before the winter season.
The one with the Dark Souls reference in it.
He somehow he ended up losing not only a lot of items, but also having a negative credit count.
Ooh.
So luckily Blizzard went ahead and stepped in, and they helped him. Apparently, the issue had to do with his PayPal, and someone cracked into PayPal and Microsoft servers and basically messed his shit up.
Ooh.
But they went ahead and removed the credit debt and re-gifted him 100 regular loot boxes and 400 for the Summer Games loot boxes.
Wow.
To basically restore what was stolen from him.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah,
good on
Blizzard
them.
customer service is generally really good as long as you maintain the contact with them.
Well, that's good, I guess. I guess Blizzard's not entirely evil.
Not entirely is the operative word.
No, they just want your time, money, and the rest of your life.
They want your time, money, and soul. This next story is very reminiscent of Ride to Hell Retribution.
Oh no.
Erotic adventure lady killer in a bind adds Christmas sweaters to make sexting safe for work.
Hey,
And I looked at the picture, and it's like, there's no way that those blend in.
So basically, it's an erotic visual novel, obviously dealing with lesbians. And
of course.
so, the original version apparently featured sex scenes with BDSM gear involved.
Whoa.
But to make it safe for work, they put sweaters over them. And you can see in some of it loses context when poorly knit sweaters are put over very detailed anime women.
Very low quality sweaters to boot.
Hey, it's Christmas.
Wow,
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 what are
wow.
you expecting?
I was fair enough. I was actually going to make a fashion comment, but you know what? Ugly Christmas sweaters. Fair enough. That slides. That slides.
They're having their own contest, okay? Who has the ugliest sweater?
I can wear an uglier sweater than you.
I don't think they need to be that close to determine which sweater is uglier.
Yeah.
My sweater would make a dog run in horror.
But apparently the sweater was to go ahead and...
Well, mine killed a cat.
Apparently it was a safer work preference that was added in conventionally. So, potentially to make... the creator of this particularly warns that I can't promise Twitch won't ban you anyway. as a matter of the censorship.
Oh, good lord.
Next we have this one is interesting. In some more non-gamer related news, the Royal Air Force, the RAF, is recruiting gamers
to
fly their drones.
Well,
It makes sense, really.
So, guys, if you do still want to leave the country, Britain's hiring.
Yeah, I'd rather not go to Britain because of the whole Brexit bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're English, the pound is stronger.
No, not for much longer.
Fair enough, but at least you're English.
Well,
I don't
it takes
know.
about 3 or 4 generations before you actually are accepted as a form of citizen. So, well, not citizen. Excuse me. I've heard that in many European countries, you have to basically be there for generation after generation in order to finally not be considered like an outsider or so. So,
Really?
Well, I mean, it's one of those hoity-toity things.
Mm-hmm. But you're an American?
That comes with lineage, so like...
Filthy American bastard.
Well,
there you go.
I mean, I'll tell you that joke later, but anyway.
Arschlock.
So, but the idea here is that the RAF has a large number of Reaper drones that they use, and they are suffering from a shortage of qualified pilots.
Well, why not get people who pick up controllers and hold them in their hands for hours for fun and give them a job?
For a second there, it almost sounded like you were going to say hold them in their dicks.
Well,
What? I may be holding
there
my
are
hands
some
in front of
weird
the
people
air
out
like
there.
that, but that would be a
I
particularly...
yeah, I was about to say, you're exaggerating a bit too much, Legend.
Yeah. Although, I guess it does work better if you know how to use a joystick.
It's motion guided, not motion operated.
No. Oh, no.
Well, I guess anyone who's ever played a Tom Clancy game would actually be good for this.
So here's a little bit more of this one is a little bit more on topic and is a bit more conspiracy theory. So Miyamoto, Shigeru Miyamoto showed up on the Jimmy Kimmel show of all places to play some guitar and some music for everyone. And while that was all well and good,
Which was epic.
it was epic. One of the things someone pointed out was the shirt that Miyamoto was wearing, specifically Samurai Armor Mario.
Wait, what?
I'm pulling up the image of
I have it right here. If you look at this shirt right here, he's wearing traditional samurai garb.
Yeah, it's not Jimmy Kimmel, it's Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, sorry.
Yeah, the same thing with Reggie Fils-Aimé on there showing off the Nintendo Switch.
So, wearing clearly Mario in samurai armor. People are wondering whether or not this is going to be related to the new Super Mario game for the Switch. Could we be looking at time-traveling shenanigans? Mario traveling back to a feudal era Mushroom Kingdom.
We don't need another Mario.
Super Mario Sengoku
point
Jidai.
Super Mario
This is
Dark
when we
Souls.
hit the point of why.
We don't need another Mario
Because
is
they're
missing.
stretching Mario so far now that it's like, why?
Yeah.
I would like to see them make a good game that makes Mario super awesome.
Mario may be the poster child for video games in their entirety. However,
That doesn't mean we have
the
to
fat
like it.
Italian plumber has been stretched so far, Luigi would be envious.
I don't know how to interpret that. The way I'm interpreting it is not very good. And I'm pretty sure will require surgery at the end. But anyway, let's move on to the real reason why Mario is being stretched thin. Mobile games.
Yeah, a
Boy.
$10 mobile game.
Well, if you
My
want-
father spent 15 minutes trying to not download it.
he spent 15 minutes trying to not download it.
Yeah, because apparently iCloud was shoving it into his face. You're downloading this. No! You're downloading this. I said no! You're downloading this onto your phone. I am de-downloading this from my life!
But you said only for 15 minutes.
He succeeded.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought this is the part where he said, and then he gave into it.
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
so,
he did
so-
not.
Your dad may be into video games, but he's like, hell no to this.
He's got an Atari. He's happy. We tried to play Pong. It sucked. It wasn't our fault the game sucked.
Do you seriously have an Atari?
You will need to show us this Atari.
Well, it may be an Atari or an Atari simulator.
Okay.
It was a present that my sister found.
Okay. It was like one of those plug and plays.
Sort of like that, yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Anyway, so Super Mario Run was officially released, and so the basic gimmick of it is it's a running game where you tap to go ahead and make Mario jump, and there are certain blocks that alter his run path, whether it stops him, forces him to jump, or speeds him up.
It's a me, Infinite Runner Part 2.
You can also wall jump by timing it properly, and there are various obstacles that are put in the way to mess with you as a result.
Let's see Temple Runner do this shit.
And here's the thing: you can only play a few levels for free before you're forced to buy the game.
Right. But more importantly, and this is the real nail in the coffin for this thing, you must be online.
Connection is required.
Yeah,
I am screwed.
yes. And also, here's a fun.
I will eat up your data like I eat up the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Thinking that Pokemon Go was a very big problem. You haven't seen the Mario.
Pokemon Go Mario Run. I think Nintendo's trying to say something.
Get out!
By the way, here's another
Off
thing.
your ass.
There's a Sonic.
suffer my curse.
There's a Sonic mobile game called Sonic Jump, and there's a Mario game called Mario Run. I think they flipped.
They flipped that. or they're making fun of each other. I don't know which, but it's hilarious.
Hey, Mario, look. Hey, I remember how you screwed me over in the race for the consoles. Here's a chili dog, and where you could shove it where the sun don't shine. I don't know.
All right, we're done.
You're being a little bit too aggressive there, Sonic.
Well, I don't know. I've been a little bit annoyed with what Sega's been churning out. It's the numerous crappy Sonic booms.
Having those golden rings.
Golden rings?
I'll tell you the joke later. It's too inappropriate. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, Persona 5 unleashes a story unleashes a story trailer finally.
I haven't watched it yet, mainly because I kind of want to be surprised when I actually play the
Yeah,
damn
that's
game.
the main thing. So I'm not going to go into it.
I've yet to beat a Persona game.
All I'm going to say is that it is the norm for a Persona game. You won't be surprised in terms of the overall gist of it, though I'm pretty sure it's going to be more in depth than what I'm saying right now.
I've got Persona 4 and I've got Persona 3 FES. I have not beaten either of them, mainly because I'm scared to do so. There's too much management.
It is very micromanaging.
It's High School
I
Simulator.
was very surprised by seeing the Crash Bandicoot remake.
Yeah. It doesn't look like just a texture update.
It is not a texture update. It is a full engine overhaul.
Yeah.
So they went ahead. Earlier it was announced that they were going to go ahead and remake or re-release the Crash trilogy, and so they released a trailer of it at PSX, showing you what exactly you're in for. I'm going to show Legend right now for his exact reaction. But let me just say, it's going to look 1080p, 60 FPS, and it is going to look glorious. I'm sorry?
They had teased they gave us a teaser reveal of this at E3, so everybody was already freaking out.
Right,
so
but now we actually
this
see
part.
Yeah, but we actually see the graphics now, so you can actually see every detail now as you're going through the first levels of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, it's going to be for all three series.
The first three games.
The first three games. So it's going to be Crash Bandicoot, Crash 2, and Crash 3. And it looks completely different.
Okay. Are people going ahead and already saying, this is different, therefore it sucks?
No, I amongst several other people, think it looks amazing.
Here's the thing. I've never played a Crash Bandicoot game.
Likewise.
It is a really good platformer. The first one has some issues in that if you want to 100% it, it is really chunky because you essentially have to hit all... In the games, the way you get the secret items is you have to hit all the boxes. And for Crash Bandicoot 1, you have to hit all the boxes in a single run. If you die, you drop all those boxes.
Wow.
So the first one is notoriously difficult for this reason. Second one is a little bit more lenient.
And the third one I've heard is the best.
Third one is the best because they finally get it down. You have a much larger variety, better bosses. Definitely, I am looking forward to getting this for my eventual PS4 collection as well. And the fur. The fur is so photorealistic.
Which may or may not be a good thing.
Well, it's a good thing when you consider that they're probably going to have to redo Crash Bandicoot's first girlfriend, Tana, for the game. And if you've never seen Tana the Bandicoot, she is like Candy Kong to Donkey Kong.
AKA beautiful.
She's basically Jessica. She's basically Jessica Rabbit given a species.
Species change.
Species change, yes.
That's kind of the weird thing I noticed about some of these games.
It's a 90s game!
Yeah.
It was that time. It was a different age. And that is why furries are a thing.
Yep.
Hey guys, what time is it?
Summertime.
It's Marvel time, baby!
Oh, no.
Thank you for ruining the mic. God damn it.
It's that season. It's that time.
Yeah, the time when Legend's ear goes out of commission for a little while. At least on the left side.
At least until I suddenly scream into your other ear.
That's what the pillow's for.
Yes, use the scream pillow you're so famous for.
Yeah. To be honest, I took the idea from Nash. Anyway.
Capcom Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has been announced for 2017, featuring a re-updated cast on the Marvel side to mainly be more in line with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which specifically means no X-Men.
Oh no!
But it does include Mega Man and Ryu representing the Capcom side faithfully.
So they finally added Mega Man back?
Mega Man X in particular, not just classic Mega Man, but Mega Man X, the later reincarnation. Capcom has said on its side of the aisle that they plan on bringing in, paying more attention to franchises that it's neglected, and that we will most likely see hints of future games within Capcom's representation.
Moose, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did it suddenly get a lot warmer over there? Because it feels a lot colder down in hell. Holy crap.
So, amongst the possible people coming over, some people are calling for God Hand to be brought back from the dead.
Brought back well. Because there is such a thing as a poor port, as we're seeing somewhat in our Dark Cloud 2 Let's Play. Good game, but
really
some funky stuff's going on.
So there's any number of characters that could bring in. The only ones that have been confirmed so far: Ryu, Mega Man X, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Captain America, and Morgan Ainsland
from Darkstalkers.
And they will be using the MCU variants of whatever characters they bring on from the Marvel side.
Nice.
So you will see very familiar faces in terms of that.
Alrighty.
In addition, they will be porting Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to the PS4, so anyone who missed that on the first time around can go ahead and try again.
But there is one little concern that I have now.
Yes.
Where do you go after Infinite?
Well, Infinite is actually supposed to be a revamp of the original Marvel vs. Capcom.
No. I mean, we're talking about a concept of infinity.
No, yeah.
You can't go past.
No, we're gonna do the childish
you
thing.
were a child once. Infinity times 2.
Yes, that is exactly what will happen. It will be Infinity 2, Infinity 3.
Infinity times 2 equals infinity. It's the same number concept.
Tell that to a fourth grader.
Yeah. I can. I
Yeah.
will. I have.
You will.
We were all fourth graders once.
You will lose that conversation.
Had that same conversation with my mother.
Anyway, so South Park has released a trailer for their Fractured Butthole video game coming out.
You know they have an ointment for that.
That's the censored name. The original variant was supposed to be called the Butthole of Time. But they went with the Fractured Butthole for the new name.
Goddamn South Park.
Okay, so I just want to clarify. In the original South Park game, they were just doing RPG stuff.
They're still doing RPG stuff. The difference...
What I mean is, like, they were doing, like, the fantasy element.
Okay, they were doing fantasy RPG, yes.
This one looks more like a superhero element.
Yes, and so they actually changed up the battle system here. So last time... they were doing it Superstar Saga style, where you had a partner character, and you essentially button press inputs for dodging attacks, button press inputs to up your power. This time they'll be doing a grid-like system, where basically your characters are moving around in turns, and they have ranged attacks that have certain square properties.
So they're going from Superstar Saga to Fire Emblem?
Kind of, yeah, except it's on a smaller scale. So you're not moving around as much, and there's not swarms of enemy and reinforcements coming in.
Kind of reminds me of the Battle Network games on the Game Boy.
Closer to that in that aspect, but with multiple people. So in the opening gameplay trailer, there was a point you had it was like a 3-on-3 or a 4-on-4, and you basically controlled the characters as they moved around.
Okay.
There was also they also showed the opening cutscene, or not the opening cutscene, the opening game sequence in which you basically see how they're switching from the fantasy game to the superhero one, because they do that media res. And like basically, okay, stop. We're switching to superheroes, guys. And so you basically get caught in the middle of the switch, and so Cartman pulls you aside and say, look, we're doing this all over again. You have to choose a background. and you basically play an origin story in which
That's
robbers are
fantastic.
coming into your house, and you have to beat them up with your superpowers.
Okay, so how do you beat up the bad guys with your superpowers?
You get. I'm trying to remember the variants. The one that they did have was Speedster. So
But do they bring back the Jew?
I don't think they have a. They don't explicitly bring it back.
Oh, okay.
But they again. There's a lot more archetypes now, so it's based around different superheroes in essence.
The original trailer actually showed them trying to figure out how they would compete with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
They were specifically making references about videos or about movies and who was getting first spots.
Oh no!
And when the combo movies would happen, and when
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so they really just lay it into. The classes specifically are Brutalist, Blaster, Speedster, Elementalist, Gadgeteer, Mystic, Cyborg, Psychic, Assassin, Commander, Netherborn, and Karate Kid.
Damn, that's a
That
lot.
sounds awesome.
12 different classes, and you can switch between them mid-game, so you do not need to make 12 different things, whereas in South Park you had to make 4 different character profiles because you can only choose the class once and you can't go back and forth.
Thank goodness.
Yeesh. Well, with that out of the way, let's talk about something I
Okay,
actually give a
no,
rat's ass.
no. Pause for a moment.
Oh.
Commence your squeal.
Oh, for this.
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Better.
Legend. You know you want to.
I don't think I've ever seen Legend squeal.
Yes, you have.
I think it's just such a rare occasion that my mind blocks.
Anyway, Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment DLC.
Woo! There's a squee.
That is the closest thing to a squee we'll get. Anyway, it is a prequel to Shovel Knight.
And it's got some funky stuff going on.
Yeah.
So the main
Shovel
gist
Knight,
of it is
Funky
we will be
just a
playing...
part of it.
Oh, wait. Sorry, Muzi. What'd you say?
It's Shovel Knight. Funky's just a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are we in for?
So we will be playing as Spectre Knight from the moment that he is revived by the Enchantress.
Ooh.
And we get to see how he became Spectre Knight to begin with.
Hmm.
And what is so goddamn important about that locket. Because if you recall, the Phase Locket was something that a certain alchemist had to trade for.
And at the very end of it all, spoilers, you do see Spectre Knight go up to the chest that Plague Knight unlocked, sees that the chest is empty, slashes it in a fit of anger, and curses the heavens.
Mhm.
What was that? What was up about that locket?
We will
First
find
Plague
out.
Knight steals it, and then Shovel Knight stole it. What is this?
Well, Plague Knight stole it, sold it off to get something of his own, and then Shovel Knight bought it off of.
Mm-hmm. And more importantly, boss fights are going to get remixed.
They are. As an example,
As an example,
Propeller Knight. Just
Propeller
talking about Propeller Knight. If you've ever seen the Kratos fight in the PS4 version of Shovel Knight, think of it along those terms, in terms of gravity being affected and all hell breaking loose.
I know for a fact that there will be a chase sequence with Tinker Knight with his super mech. Black Knight has an animal pet.
A big turtle
He
from
has,
the looks
he,
of
he has an animal buddy. Polar Knight can summon ice pillars in addition to covering the floor with spikes.
So we're finding the tame versions. And here's the other question: why is when it came down to why did Plague Knight go against the Order of the North Quarter? He was doing it for his own reasons.
He wanted the essences that each of the knights held.
Mm-hmm. For his own purposes. If you want to know, you want to go and play the game. So I'm very curious about the motivations of these characters. Normally you don't think of the motivations of characters in a platformer.
Not to mention, you're also getting flashback,
To Spectre Knight when he was alive.
Ooh.
which you're actually having levels where you have him alive.
And you get to see some of his abilities. His meter is called Darkness, and he has abilities where he does dash jumps. He can actually cut a lot more harder objects in a single swipe. He's seen cutting cannonballs in Propeller Knight stages. He's seen cutting the heavy dense blocks in single swipes.
And he's also capable of the dive kick.
Dive kick! And wall climb.
Yep, and as a note, that dive kick can also be used to ascend too. So combining that with a wall climbing aspect means that stages are going to be really, really funky to play.
The stages are of course revamped also for his design, which encourage elevated movement in a different fashion, much more diagonal than Spectre Knight's sort of more sporadic use of jumping.
You mean Plague Knight?
Plague Knight, sorry.
Yes.
Muzi, what do you think of it so far?
Well, I haven't even had a chance to try these other DLC for myself, so.
Muzi, you disappoint me.
You haven't tried Plague Knight?
I'm not that good at the game.
All right.
Well, then refer to our Let's Play then. Technically, their Let's Play because I had no part in Plague of Shadows, unfortunately, when it came out.
Yeah, and it's going to be focusing on me for Spectre of Torment. Hopefully, by the time the King Knight DLC comes out, we can have you on.
Yeah, if they're going the way that they have been, we shouldn't get King Knight for another year.
Although I have heard that they were trying to do both Spectre Knight and King Knight's DLC parallel to one another.
Right, although trying to is the operative word.
Yeah. However, if you're not there for the Let's Play, I promise for the title card I'll make a golden bust of you.
Be careful how you phrase that. Because I don't want to have a golden bust.
How about just a golden statue of you on a pillar?
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Actually, I thought you would on.
I look forward to more voice shenanigans when
It's not on me.
Spectre, Knight stuff
Right,
comes
that's
out.
different.
Yes. Anyway, we also more Zero Squealing news. Yooka-Laylee will be launching in April.
Eee! However, no Wii U version.
Well, because of the Switch.
Yeah.
So
And they're going to be emailing people who did pre-order the Wii U version to see if you want to switch to that or like the PS4 or the Xbox.
I'm giving you essentially a refund option.
Yeah.
Or,
I'm just going for the PS4.
I think I'm going to go for that too.
There has been a rumor flying about for the Switch that Smash Brothers Melee will be coming to the Virtual Console.
They've had rumors of GameCube games for the Virtual Console.
And
Thank
Melee being the top of the list.
Oh no!
Which, if the end of the Switch trailer was any indication, they want to go into esports.
And Melee is like the ultimate.
Melee is by far the ultimate.
They made mods so that you could play Brawl and Smash 4 like Melee.
Like Melee, with Melee mechanics.
What the fuck?
Of course, it's still a rumor. Nothing's been validated, but we can only hope that, aside from Melee being a thing again, you get GameCube games on your Switch.
And
Finally!
and not like remakes or HD remakes like we've been getting on the Wii U.
The originals.
Yeah.
The best part is that I still actually have my copy of Melee.
I do too.
I don't because I never played Smash back in the day. Hell, I barely play the Smash that I have.
Mm-hmm.
It can cost you a pretty penny to find it now.
Oh
yeah.
Upwards of 200 or 300 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. We have some interesting news on the cartoon front. Dragon Ball Super will be heading to the States in January.
Oh boy. And it's coming to Adult Swim.
So they had the Beerus arc. They've had another arc. I don't know what the middle.
They've had the Beerus arc. They've had the Goku Black arc. They've had the tournament arc.
Okay.
There's another tournament that's coming around.
Yeah, the Black Goku future alternate reality arc where Trunks is dating that one villain girl who was an old lady, got turned back into a young girl, and then
She basically was reset in age when Trunks as a kid.
Yeah.
Therefore, they could age together.
Yeah.
And therefore.
Well, and see, I have yet to watch Super, so this should be interesting.
Yeah. So remember in remember Dragon Ball, there was Emperor Pilaf. Pilaf.
Yeah.
And he had his human assistant Mai and the dog assistant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they aged. They survived from Dragon Ball, and in Dragon Ball GT, the whole gimmick was that they were going ahead and making a comeback. Except somehow the Dragon Balls fluked, made Goku young, and we have the terrible thing that was GT.
Yes, however...
There were some cool things about GT I will defend, but I'm not going to do so now. I'll refer to Maseko X's videos with regard to his defenses of what was good in GT, including the ending.
So basically, they're taking that concept of... And at the end of GT, they got reverted to little kids as well.
Yeah.
So they're basically taking that starting point and using some of that for Super.
Yes. So basically, Mai's a little girl, and she's crushing on Trunks.
Hard.
Wait, she's crushing on him?
Yes, and young Trunks is oblivious.
Yeah.
Teenage
Of
Trunks
course.
is slightly less oblivious.
And they're dating in that alternate reality parallel.
Well,
he's literally dating.
not as much dating as that the universe has been reduced to them, and they would become the new Adam and Eve.
And he's basically going to be dating someone who is quite literally 4 times his age.
Well,
She's the most eligible woman in the universe. Get over it.
Psychologically, but not biologically.
Yeah.
Because magic dragons.
Because magic dragons.
Shenron in the TFS verse is going, "You guys are the most messed up people I know."
So here's...
Well, that's why he's constantly going, oh, you guys again.
Why can't anyone else find a guy
who died?
Yeah, who died this time?
Who died? Who needs to come back? What the fuck planet blew up this time?
Now, there's one thing I am looking forward to in Super more than anything else. It's not Goku. It's not Piccolo. It's freaking Lord Beerus.
And how about his brother Champa?
Champa can go and chomp on his bit a little while longer. I'm here for Beerus. He's the best thing that has happened to Dragon Ball since Super Saiyan. Seriously. The best thing.
Movies, but my god.
I wasn't aware you had such a thing for Sphinx cats.
I don't have a thing for Sphinx cats. I have a thing for amazing characters. I love amazing characters, and this guy is one of them.
He's
He has
got
a
a
thing for
distraction that he
badass.
has an... Sorry, Muzi?
He has a thing for badass.
It's not just that he's badass. Heck, Broly is badass, but I don't respect Broly.
He's an idiot.
Actually, he's not, but more often than not, he's just too crazy to care.
Yeah.
But Beerus isn't a bad guy. That's the big thing. He's not evil. He's just doing his job. And whether he's bored and placated by ice cream, he does his job and he keeps his word.
Okay, guys. I don't mean to interrupt, but I have some breaking stupid news for you.
Oh god.
And Muzi, you're gonna love this.
Oh my gosh.
Pagan priest wins right to wear goat horns in license photo. Says they are religious attire.
Okay, scroll down. Really? What?
Guy named Felon Moonsong out of Maine fought and won his right to wear goat horns for his identification card.
Meanwhile, the person behind the camera is struggling not to shake it because they're laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
He has blue hair. What?
And he wears goat legs and hooves, which are basically furred chaps and moccasins.
What?
Okay, I think he's taking the fursuit thing a little weird.
He's a priest of Pan.
A priest of...
He is legitimately a pagan priest.
I have to give this guy credit for fighting and winning this case, but at the same time, I have to wonder and just stare.
Only in America.
The American... sorry, no, that's not related. That's something else. But yeah, the American Civil Liberties Unions would fight for causes like this.
Only in America.
Well, it could only happen in America. Where else? You'd
You've
be
watched
stoned.
Nash's show, right? It's not only in America.
Muzi, find this. Leo, you need to send this to Nash ASAP.
On it.
If I swear to God this gets on what the fuck is wrong with you, I am going to fall over laughing.
I don't
It
know
would not
about
surprise me.
Honestly, he's free to believe in whatever he believes in. We're one of the few countries that lets that happen.
Despite
So
the
long-
bullshit.
Yeah, so long as he isn't sacrificing humans, I think we're okay with it. Or someone's goat that
Preferably-
doesn't belong to him.
If it's your ghost, do whatever the fuck you want with it, except have sex with it.
Or treated cruelly, humane practice, whatnot.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Alright.
Fast 8. Fate of the Furious peels out. Why'd you write that?
Because it's thematical. So the Fast 8 trailer has been released, and boy, do they decide to say, we're fucking this shit up. The opening premise is that Dom goes in and betrays everyone.
Okay, I do not know any of the characters in this
Vin
series.
Diesel becomes evil.
Oh my gosh!
And that
I know
is
who Vin Diesel.
And that is your premise, is that Vin Diesel becomes a villain. It is not seen if there will be some sort of redeeming factor, but they're driving home the point that he has gone evil.
Jesus Christ.
From what we've kind of figured out so far, it's probably that he's either one, having something held over his head, which has happened before,
Okay.
or it could be that he's trying to get close to whoever's going after them.
Or 3, Vin Diesel's tired of playing a good guy and he's asked for a rewrite to his contract.
Die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
No, this guy's just tired of being the good guy.
Now-
He wants to turn heel.
Now, what's interesting about this, and I found this out very recently, is that the Fast and the Furious franchise is known as something completely different in Japan.
What's it called?
The overall series is referred to as Wild Speed.
Wild? What?
Yes, it is called Wild Speed. And I believe it basically goes down like this. The first Fast and Furious is Wild Speed.
Okay.
Second one is Wild Speed X2. Then you go to Wild Speed X3. Then it is Wild Speed Maximum. Or Wild Speed Max.
Okay.
And then Mega Max. Wild Speed Mega Max.
This whole thing sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon.
It gets even better. Because the last 3 ones are called Wild Speed Ur Mission, Wild Speed Sky Mission, and Fast 8 is called Wild Speed Ice Mission.
It's even more like a Mario game than by the second.
Okay, next one's going to be called Fire Mission, and then Boss Mission.
I mean,
I
it
would
could
love
be.
to see a game where Super Mario goes evil that is fan-made. But I don't think Nintendo would like their
Yeah.
poster boy to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. How about we just get a Waluigi game instead?
That would be amazing.
There's actually a fan game. If you ever watched Jordan Underneath, he actually talked about a fan game called Psycho Waluigi.
Sidebar, Napoleon Dynamite in Japanese is called Busman.
The fuck?
And it still says Napoleon Dynamite on the poster. That's
Are
the.
we assuming the Japanese can't read English?
I'm assuming so.
Oh dear God Almighty. Let's move on. Sonic, Tails, and Charmander are swarming Build-A-Bear.
Yes, you can now get a stuffed Sonic, stuffed Tails, or stuffed Charmander.
Charmander's already out of stock.
Of course it is.
Now, I should mention for those who are freaking out right now, it is Tails as a doll, not the Tails doll.
Not the creepypasta
Not the
thing.
creepypasta thing, no. Though,
You could make it.
no! We are not going
could.
there! We are not going there! We are not going there!
Can you feel the sunshine?
I will
That's
strength.
shining up today.
Alright.
I now have nightmares because I actually have that game.
Oh God, don't play it at night, otherwise the tail saw will kill you.
We have a couple of nice little last minute things. First off, Jones Soda, the gourmet of video gaming soda, has unleashed Wiz's energizing elixir as part of the release of Final Fantasy 15.
Really?
Yes, I believe this soda is described as I think it's like it's a fizzy orange and cream soda.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, I think I've seen it. Doesn't it have like a chocobo on the front?
Yes, it does have a chocobo on the cover. This joins the Fallout Nuka-Cola that was released last month.
So this was the same guy who did that.
Same company.
Same company.
Yes, it's a soda brewery that releases it releases flavored sodas to Target on a regular basis at $3 a bottle.
Yeah. It's pricey as fuck for just one of those root beer
Regular size root beer bottles.
Same ones we've been drinking.
Well, they are novelty items, so.
Yes. Then we have Nintendo's first Universal Studios park.
Super Nintendo Land.
Now, Super Nintendo World is the name of their attraction.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to shit on Universal Studios, because, they do have some really interesting concepts. I got on the Harry Potter rides. They were cool.
You know Universal Studios was the one who made the live biohazard survival game? They actually made it so that way you would, have vests with laser pistols, and you basically experienced a Raccoon City style event.
Well, that's cool.
So they've had work with video games before, just not of the Mario variety.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
And Nintendo is a lot more short-leashed when it comes to loaning out their IPs and what goes on with them.
Oh boy, do we know it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what exactly they get and what exactly they're going to do.
True, though I will also say that for the record, I just desperately hope that while they're going through, they decide to put in some trees.
What do you think, Muzi?
Excuse you?
It's gonna be like a Nintendo lover's paradise,
Oh,
pretty
absolutely.
much.
I have no doubt that it will be so. It's just that the last time I visited, it was in the summer in Florida.
Well, keep in mind this will be in Japan only.
Okay.
So you will not.
They
have
are
that
going to
problem.
be bringing it to the States eventually, though.
Eventually, but the Japan one is barely coming out in 2020. So someone is going to have a family by the time it comes stateside.
Yeah.
Which means we will have an excuse to go.
Perfect excuse to go.
Oh God, I'm scared of what it will be. Will be the result of
In 10 years.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
I'm scared, wondering what your kids are going to be like, Leo.
Assuming I have kids at that time, but
Yeah.
yes.
I'm completely terrified about what kind of kids you have.
Okay. So I was wondering this because the thought came up later on. So the three of us are all friends, correct?
Correct.
And Muzi, I want your input on this. Since the three of us would all know each other so well, who would be the best man at whose wedding?
Oh, good lord.
And just to make it interesting, it has to be mutually exclusive. So someone has to be doing someone else's wedding every time.
Yeah.
So I think this is the way I parsed it out. I would be the best man for your wedding, Zero.
Really?
Yes, because I think between the two of us, I think I could get away with more stuff.
Okay.
Zero would speak at Legend's wedding,
Oh God.
which will be hilarious.
It actually kind of makes sense because he's technically like my first friend.
And
Sadly.
Legend will be speaking at my wedding.
There was once a time where we would compete to make the worst puns in the world.
He would win.
I came close.
So, what do you think, Muzi? Do you think that's a fair sort of comparison?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, what a strange thing to bring up on the Christmas things.
Yeah, well, given that my anniversary with my boyfriend's on Christmas Eve.
Anyway, last thing on here, and this one is really weird. You want to talk about hypothetical situations? Let's talk about a fucking hypothetical situation. What if Yamcha was useful?
It's the end of the world as we know it.
And I feel dead.
Actually, it's been the end of the world several times throughout the Dragon Ball series.
Actually, in a recent filler episode of Dragon Ball Super,
I've seen it.
Yamcha caught a ball that was fired by Beerus. And
Good God.
And he was in the...
Beerus sick that day?
No.
Oh my God.
He caught it.
And
But he nearly died.
And he was in the exact same pose as when he died to the side of man. And even Goku said, wow, this looks familiar. No, wait, it was Gohan who said, wow, this looks familiar.
Thank God for Snarky Gohan.
But here's the point. What if Yamcha was useful? And so the premise is this. We have your otaku from our world.
Okay.
He's read all the Dragon Ball stuff. Gets into an accident. Somehow ends up as Yamcha in the Dragon Ball universe. And he's self-aware.
Oh,
So
no.
this dude who realizes he's now Yamcha is like, oh shit, I'm gonna die if I don't do something. And so the main difference is that instead of going with Bulma, while Goku goes train, he comes along with him. And Yamcha essentially becomes the strongest human in the world. To the point that when it comes time for Yamcha to get Yamcha, all the Cybermen jump on him and explode.
And he's still there.
Standing. Not only not injured, but unharmed minus holes in his clothing.
So this is what's it called? A Reddit? A Yamcha Reddit? Or
it's a what if Yamcha had actually been
what if Yamcha had actually had a bit of martial arts discipline
and wasn't an idiot?
It was more of what if Yamcha was self-aware? I think it goes to that because
I would love to see that.
The series goes on and basically Yamcha eventually goes to Namek and gets his full potential unlocked. And so basically,
Before Super Kami Guru could kick the bucket.
yeah. So basically,
Well.
so I'm wondering if it continues down that way to the point that Krillin gets overshadowed. Because remember, technically within the canon, Krillin is supposed to be the strongest human in the universe, barring 18. And 18's an android, so that's kind of a gray line.
she's engineered to perfection.
Right.
Yes.
But so here's the point I'm trying to bring. If Krillin was supposed to be the strongest human, barring everyone else, and Yamcha essentially takes that role, does that mean Yamcha and 18 hook up?
I don't think you go that far.
No, I think 18 still has a thing for short people. I'm going with...
Because, I mean, as much as he improves, and he would have a better shot with Bulma ends up with Vegeta.
Yeah.
And that's still, even if he was Krillin, essentially Krillin in sort of this alternate time paradox, he would still get his butt whooped.
Yeah.
By Vegeta. So that's not happening. That's not changing. As much as he would like to try, that fact ain't changing. Because we need Trunks, damn it.
Yeah.
So, that's a thing.
And that's weird.
But that's just Dragon Ball Z. It's
It's
inherently
Dragon Ball
weird.
Z fan fiction.
Surprisingly, not a bad concept. And with that, that's it for the news.
That's it for the news, so...
What's coming up on the channel? More Dark Cloud, because we've got a few more episodes. And then in a couple of episodes, Leo will be joining us for the final few episodes of Dark Cloud 2. Because we're not doing the extra dungeon. Fuck that shit.
I'm assuming there's going to be Mario Party shenanigans.
Oh, hell yeah.
Of course.
Oh,
And maybe some even other ones.
We still got 2 more things for Mario Party 2. We need to do Koopa's Tycoon Town and Bowser's Warped Orbit.
I thought we
did Tycoon Town.
We did, but remember, I freaked out
It was never posted.
Oh yeah, that was the terrible one.
Yeah.
It was the day that the Earth
froze.
It was
And Mario Party went up in flames.
it was the day I almost ripped the door off its hinges.
Actually, you did.
No, it didn't quite, but anyway, yeah, we're going to redo that properly and let everyone enjoy. I swear
And
to
Zero will win.
And Zero will win.
Well, given my bad luck with Mario Party, something's got to turn around.
No. You will not win in Mario Party, but you will win in Fortune Street.
No, you will win in Fortune Street, you fucking maniacal...
No, you won. You won the last one.
Here you are, you two saying, you're going to win in Fortune Street, you're going to win in Fortune Street. Well, I'm going to be hanging out in the red light district. Stuck there because I've been caught in a perpetual time loop.
But yeah,
Let's do the time warp.
you know, I still
I'm
haven't...
out of money.
I still haven't actually posted our times on Fortune Street.
You derp.
No, I haven't had time to make a title card because of all the school shit that was going on. Then we started Dark Cloud 2.
You're not
And,
in school.
I know, and again...
And then we started Dark Cloud 2.
And then my mind was in a perpetual haze afterwards. So as soon as we get a few more sessions of Fortune Street recorded...
You need to get the Amoongus out of your house, man.
Oh, shut up, man. Anyway, with that, this is Death Zero.
This is Leo Force.
This is Muzi.
And this is losing in Fortune Street for the millionth time, signing out.
And wishing a Merry Christmas to all.
And a happy holiday.
Bah humbug.
Ah.